Like when we go into certain topics and we just, you know, we breaking down certain things that most of the world will be like, what the hell? But we do that on purpose because we know that brothers, they get it. Spirit is already, you know, locked in. So brothers, we can, you know, build amongst each other. But it's not meant for that for outsiders, so to speak.
I always use the algebra analogy because once you know what those different variables are, the equations don't change. As long as you know what the variables that make the equation, it's always going to equal to the right outcomes. As long as you got the right things in place, it's always going to line right up. So it don't matter how you say it or what code you even have to say it in, the outcome is still going to line up to the same end of the final equation.
Verse 58. This is that bread which came down from heaven, not as your fathers did eat manna, and are dead. He that eateth of this bread shall live forever. These things said he in the synagogue as he taught in Capernaum. Many therefore of his disciples, when they had heard this, said, This is hard saying. Who can hear it? When Yahushua knew in himself that his disciples murmured at it, he said unto them, Does this offend you? What and if ye shall see the Son of Man ascending up where he was before? Is this the spirit that quickeneth? The flesh profited nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. But they are some of you that believe not. For Yahushua knew from the beginning who they were that believed not.
That shows you right there that Yahushua was real selective. He wasn't inclusive at all. Him speaking the way he was speaking, saying them hard sayings, he was doing that because he knew that the average person, the average Joe, wasn't going to receive what he was saying.
Bro, that was a sip.
It was a sifting process. Them disciples that was standing in the back and they was hearing of it, like, what the hell? They was offended at what the Lord was saying. They're like, oh, this dude crazy. This guy lost his mind. I don't know if he was something.
You had me until
you had me until you said that.
Hey, can we let's hit this right quick. Go right.
Matthew 13 and 9.
You got it.
Who have ears to hear, let them hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
Same in Romans 11, right? It said Jacob. Let's say Jacob. What did it say?
No, election have obtained it and the rest were blinded.
Yeah, I couldn't think of how to start out. But that's exactly what it says.
Israel have obtained which they have seen. The election have obtained it and the rest were blinded.
He also said, My sheep hear my voice.
Yep, follow. Yep, you got it.
You got more on that?
I got some.
I think that was
Verse 64.
more to go with that? Look, you said you got more with that?
Verse 64. But there are some of you that believe not, for Yahushua knew from the beginning who they were that believed not, and who should betray him. And he said, Therefore say I unto you, that no man come unto me except it were given unto him by of my Father.
Didn't Jeremiah, it said to Jeremiah that he knew him from the beginning, so you know the Most High shared that information with Yahushua. You got it?
From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him.
Fell out.
Yeah, the Lord had like 5,000, right?
Yeah, it fell out.
Thousands of disciples.
That gift of faith is only given to some.
Yeah. You. Y'all got something else?
I got John 15 and 16. John 15 and 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that ye may go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit shall remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask in the name of the Father, ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you.
Right.
It's predestinated, you know.
A lot of people don't like that.
But in the process to make it through that, to be predestinated all the way to the end, You have to endure temptation, sickness. You know, you have to endure persecution, suffering, all that, man. You have to take on humility. You know, you have to suffer wrongfully. That's part of being pre-selected. You know, it's not gonna be an easy cakewalk. If it was a cakewalk, then
everybody would do it.
You know,
yeah, it wouldn't be a straight. It'd be broad.
Yep.
Broad. It'd be easy. Everybody could get in. You know?
even.
Yeah, right. Hey, in Vegas, right? In the club that's hard to get into, ain't that the one everybody want to get into? It's never the one that anybody get. The one that anybody get into, they go in there like, nah, everybody.
Anyone you get to, you ain't even got no light. You just the little lounges you go to.
You just walk
walk
right
in.
Yeah, no
Show
way.
ID, walk in.
Yep. You gotta pay, you gotta do nothing. No wristband.
None of that shit.
No, yeah, Heavenly Father, man, He's gonna prove us. You know, He's gonna make sure that we're worthy of receiving what He has promised to His elect. You know?
Yeah, ultimately, everybody who's part of the fold, they were already born, you know, with that it was like pretty much it was already sealed into them, but it had to be drawn out of them. That's why it says, it talks about stirring up their remembrance. Pure minds by way of remembrance.
Yeah, just like Esau used MK Ultra with buzzwords to, you know, incite somebody. The Lord ain't no different from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man.
Yeah, He using everything on the left hand that the Most High has set up on the right hand.
Yeah. And
You heard certain phrases in the scriptures, they set off light bulbs. Certain concepts, they just woke you up like, oh, forever? Like UFOs? Wait, reincarnation?
America gonna be destroyed? Oh shit, that's it.
Damn, wow.
That's what woke me up. America being destroyed.
You gotta go.
This is Malachi 3:16. It says, then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. So ultimately, the Lord's going to put that spirit in you. But you will be able to make that discernment between those who's actually of the Lord and those who are not of the Lord. Like it says in 1 John, where they I think it's in 1 John the 4th chapter, but it says they hear not you, but the world they hear.
Yeah. First John, 4, like it's up the top.
Yeah.
5, 6, that's the list.
It says, therefore we know the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Because the Lord gave us that spirit, man. And I know I kind of butchered it. Somebody want to find it.
And that's what I said a little bit earlier. When you first come in, you're actually looking at the state of the world, right? You're in fear for you, your kids, your family, right? You want to be able to be saved. So you start looking at different camps, you know, the different teachers, the different prophets per se, right? Now, and if it's in you, if that discernment is in you, you're going to be able to tell who's telling the truth, and who's not.
Right.
You know, wisdom, man, is going to lead you to the fountain.
Yeah.
You know, of living water, man, to the correct, like I said, the right source, you know, and then the fear comes in, the fear of the Lord comes in, because now you're running it, now you're hearing the raw, uncut truth from the apostles, from the elders. No gimmicks. Okay? No shows. No props. You're just hearing the truth. They're putting the fear of the Lord in you. You know who's doing this. You know that ultimately it's Yahweh Bashim Shai that's bringing judgments upon the earth. So it moves you like it was it Noah? It moves you with fear. Like, oh shit, man. Wait, it's actually the Lord doing this. Oh damn. Okay. Now you're repentful. Now you're sorry.
Fear got all of us. We heard it, we fear. That's what made us more eager to pay more, take it serious. It made us take it very serious, and we used that. That's when it pretty much took our attention, and we devoted our focus straight to this. It took us completely, our concentration from wherever else we was doing, to focus on this. That was an act of a higher power that did.
Hey, bro, man, it was like I always had a fear of the Lord, fear in the world, but it was a different level. When this is a different level of fear because it's, you know, you have a better understanding. Like, oh shit, the Lord did this, the Lord did that. You know, the Lord did this.
And he said he's going to do this?
Right. It's a different level. That fear that you had in the world of the Lord is like, okay, you know, you get jacked up here and there, but it's a different level, man. It really can't explain it. Like,
you know that the Most High kills, he makes alive, and he kills, he wounds, he heals. If evil happens, he did it. All that. So now it's like that little fear that we did have for the Lord in the world, because I had it. It stopped me from doing certain shit, man.
More understanding you got, more fear you had. You know what I mean?
Yes. Now you start showing respect. Yeah, you gotta put some respect on the names.
1 John chapter 4, verse 4. Ye are of the Most High, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. We are of the Most High. He that knoweth the Most High heareth us. He that is not of the Most High heareth not us. Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error.
We can see both. They can't see both. We can. They just know it ain't for them. They don't realize it's the spirit of truth that they can't see. I was gonna say,
like even how these other groups, they keep breaking down the MOTB wrong. And the average person that don't know, they can't see how bad they going off on this breakdown. It's like they don't even question it. They just hear it and be like, okay, that sounds right, so I'm gonna just go with that. Like I believe he's a man of the Lord. They're not putting his words through scrutiny. They're not doing a search like the Church of Berea.
They're not getting all the meat off the bone. They're not going into the history.
When you go to a doctor or a mechanic, you don't just fall for the first diagnosis. You always want to get a second opinion or even question. You want to get different answers so you can discern which one's better, which one's actually correct, which one makes sense.
I always tell people, hey, go to YouTube, see how they break it, how they fix it, and then take that partial knowledge you got from watching them do it the right way, take that to the mechanic, and then so make it sound like it's plain. I just don't have the tools to put it up on the lip and this do that, and they'll be like, oh, okay, he kind of knows something, so I can't just jack his price because he kind of knows something.
Same thing with a doctor. You're going to get a second opinion. Like, oh, we need to do this. This brother got his testimony, man. You know?
If a doctor ever told me that they were going to use some kind of antibiotic or something like that, and they give this scientific name, I'm like, okay, what is that? Like, what is the purpose of it?
Right.
What does it do?
Make them work for that money.
I'm going to look it up myself anyway, but I just want to hear what you're going to say.
Yeah.
So at least he can't bullshit you.
Yeah,
Knowing that you're
exactly.
going to look it up.